So I made a pillow for Riker. So since we got our planners, I figured that we could plan out what we're going to do for Smoke and Mirrors. We're about to do channel art for Smoke and Mirrors. We thought we'd talk about why we have decided to name the channel Smoke and Mirrors. But we're what people refer to as soulmates. Riker is the smoke. I still don't understand why everything is mirrors for me.
Did you see that? Are they supposed to be looking for something?
So, with all of that, we've been watching some crazy things on the internet lately.
Yeah.
And there is a huge controversy on Cody and Satori and how they are soulmates and how they are performing this weird paranormal, like, knocking method sort of thing. And we believe it, number one.
Yes.
And because of that, we're jealous because we're like, we're soulmates. Why can't we do that shit? So we're trying to figure out how to do said knocking method, but in our version.
Like, literally, the first time we watched Cody and Satori do their thing, our, like, guides and deities and everyone were like, you guys can do that too.
Well, it's just weird because they kind of remind me of us.
Mm-hmm. We've been told by, like, our spirit teams, whatever, that we do it in a very different way.
Mm-hmm.
Because we view Cody and Satori as being physical mediums. So the knocking and them holding hands
is the physical.
Yeah,
it's easier for them to do it in a physical manner, which is why they have to be touching hands, which is why it is happening in a very physical way.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. That's how their soul's energy do it.
But we are mostly trance mediums.
Yeah, we're trance mediums because we are the behind the scenes of things.
Yeah, so we go into, like, deep trances or, like, states of mind where we're kind of, like, zoned out, which is why when we're talking or channeling things, we tend to, like, slow our speech. We feel like when we go into a trance, we'll be able to figure out our knocking method. And we kind of talked to some people in Discord about the knocking method and how we would do it and had other people kind of read us to see. Because we know what we think can happen, but figuring it out has been kind of difficult.
Yeah, I don't think it's just going to be knocking.
Yeah, it's going to be more.
We tried to do it at Twin City, and we did that on those Meddling Mediums, and we figured out that Riker needs to be in a trance. We need to, like, try to combine our energy in order to make things happen. Because in Cody and Satori, what's happening is Cody is the kind of anchor or, like, the battery of the experimenting, whatever is going on. I don't fucking know what to call it. And Satori has, like, the higher vibrational energy that allows the souls to manipulate said energy in order to make the knocking sounds. But for us, we have to be in a trance, combine our energy, but we need to figure out how to do that intricacy thing.
But normally when we go into a trance, I'm a lot lower. Like, I am able to go lower.
The anchor.
Yeah, I'm the anchor, and M is, like, the balloon. So we kind of that's how we have to do it, so it's easier. Yeah. Because I feel like it's easier for me to drop into a trance. Like, a deep one.
Your energy is lower, so it's easier to, like, well, okay, I don't know, it's just easier for you to just, like, make your frequency, like, flat.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we've been thinking about this, and we've been trying to figure out how we're going to do this. So we thought about the idea of the smoke and mirrors thing again. So we as mediums, beings, whatever, have different, like, specialities that we do or, like, techniques that we have figured out over the years. And for me, what's weird is I feel like I have, like, mirrors that surround me that help me to, like, remote view things. So I can see the mirrors and I can see, like, people inside of the mirrors when I'm doing, like, mediumship and stuff like that.
And
I can, like, move these mirrors to different people, to different locations in order to gain that information.
Yeah, and I have the ability to, like, with, like, smoke illusions, create, like, portals and, like, things to pull things, like, out and forward.
What's cool is your energy is a part of like a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things we haven't talked about yet is because we deal with the coding of fire, in order to be able to code fire, you need to understand time. So how does fire exist over a span of time needs to be in the coding. So because of that, we have different details put into our souls in order to have ideas surrounding time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a soul that makes up like black hole sort of things.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to Einstein about time dilation, your soul deals with things that have a lot of like intense gravity, which again is why you're able to drop so easily,
Mm-hmm.
because you have that like control over the vibrational frequency of like gravity and things like that.
Yeah. I've perceived like what the energy of a black hole feels like before.
And you're the only person that's ever told me that they could go through them. And it's
Yeah.
because you are one. Your soul is a
Mm-hmm.
part of that. Because otherwise, a black hole would crush you, even if you're a soul, period.
It's pretty metal.
So because of that, what you're able to do is you're able to move little portal things, because a black hole is like a very intense wormhole thing.
Yeah.
You can get little ones and send them to places.
Yeah, I figured that out by actually reading a book about it. It's
What?
yeah, the Atlas 6.
Yeah.
I've
I
gotten,
remember you telling me you were reading that, but I didn't know anything about it.
so because it's like about these people who like they're called medians, not mediums, but but they all have like very specific like specialties in what they can do.
Okay.
And there's two characters specifically that when they combine their energies, actually, they are able to open like wormholes.
Jesus Christ.
And like manipulate time and things. So there's like one. I need to tell you more about the book because it's actually a really good book. I've gotten like all of our friends to kind of read it, and it explained a lot of like my mediumship through like a science type of way because it helps me. But my guides are literally like, yeah, you can open wormholes like these characters.
Yeah.
And I've done it before in my own house where I've just random like things just show up and are like, what's
you put
up?
little temporary portals into things. And it's happened in our house.
Yeah.
It's more intense because we're together. Because what's weird is because mirrors can also be seen as portals. A lot of people are like, well, if you put two mirrors together, they're going to put a portal there. That doesn't always happen. But what's interesting is the idea of a mirror is it can create fractals. Fractals go into the idea or coding of what a portal is, because a fractal is a repeating pattern. So what happens is if I can put my mirrors to somewhere to look in on someone, it's like the eyeball to, or like, they want me to say, I wrote it down. It's like I type in the coding of who we want to manifest in our space or transport into our space, and you put the portal there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you give me the coordinates.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give
It's
me
like
the
I
coordinates and the
see
details.
where they are, and you send the portal there, and then they can walk through the portal, come here physically, in order to make whatever weird thing happen, knocking method, in order for that to work. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys are with us. I don't know if this is making sense. Usually when we talk like this, people are like, wow, this is so interesting. But I don't know if they actually know what we're talking about.
I don't either.
Because I know what we're talking about.
I know what we're talking
But
about.
I don't know if it makes sense.
But we're also taking like months of us like talking about this and figuring it out and condensing it like very succinctly. So like some of it might need to be expanded on later over time, but
as summary, we are Smoke and Mirrors. Welcome to the channel. Ryker is the energy of smoke. I am the energy of mirrors. Because of that, we are going to try to do some crazy things, which is just I don't know. My spirit guides are now trolling me with this information because they're like, that's why you named this Smoke and Mirrors. And I'm like, because I don't know. I'm going to make this fucking knocking thing happen. But we're going to try to use those energies in order to make some weird paranormal thing happen.
yeah, and I'm excited because it's it's super cool.
So, how do we want to try to do this? Do we want to do what we did in Twin City where you're under the Estes method? Do we want to have like a light or something here, like a flashlight, so that we can ask cool questions and get a like very obvious response?
Yeah, I would be down to do that.
So all the ghost hunting equipment is holding our fort up, so.
Yeah, I feel like we could do the Estes method.
Okay.
That might.
Yeah, we can do the Estes method and maybe put a flashlight up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll just be easier for me to figure out what we're supposed to do if I'm asking someone, like, asking questions.
Yeah.
But that is the overall consensus of what we're doing. What we think is going to potentially happen is, I don't know, my spirit guides explain it to me in a similar sense of, like, when you have light rays, you can't see them unless you have a media that is like, you can see the reflections of the light through. So, for example, when you have light rays coming in through a dusty room, you can see the path of the light rays with the dust. So they're like smoke, but also mirrors, light. We can refract and control where the light is going, these light rays, and use this media to represent them or to change or to create the quote-unquote illusions that we're presenting. Mm-hmm. So an easier way to explain that is like in those spy TV shows when they have like the alarm lasers and stuff like that, they usually like
they like
spray
have the
mist
or like the makeup powder and they like,
mm-hmm.
and then you can see all the
and
lasers.
you can see the lasers.
Yeah.
So they're like, make me feel like Cody and Satori's energy was very much like this, like very flat until something interacted with it and that caused it to like clap. Mm-hmm. Our energy is like this, and they just have to like pluck the right string. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
But it's like they're using my energy with the lasers to initiate something happening. Mm-hmm. And then they're using the smoke, which is you, as the media to represent it physically. Mm-hmm. So it's the input that they're using to create the output. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I was not talking during that.
I understand it because I've been told the same things.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me.
So that is what we're doing. We're going to try it now.
Yeah.
So Ryker is in a trance because it's easier to do things
Problems.
when we're in a trance.
Talking about.
And they have a spirit box. They're doing the Estes session. And I have 2 flashlights out so I can ask questions and figure out how we're going to combine our energy in order to make things happen. And there's also a cat ball there. So that is what we're doing. We're both going to be kind of in a trance sort of place. But they keep telling us that once we figure it out, we'll know.
40 seconds. The lights. Right now.
Are you going to flicker them?
Here. Heard about you.
What did you hear about? Can you tell us what we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
Nervous.
I am nervous. Am I not supposed to be?
Don't know how to use this. Both of you forgot.
Forgot what?
It wasn't a part of it. Is this true?
Yes.
They're telling me we're not sitting each other's energies enough and we need to.
Yeah. They say I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I'm always nervous.
Well, I know. But it's fine.
Because I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Sorry, They're explaining it to me. I know I'm still blindfolded.
It's fine.
Because they're talking about how when I go into a trance, I sometimes drop too low. So they're telling me I need to stay up high enough and not drop too low. I don't know how exactly to do it, so it might take some practice.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to stay in your energy, and you need to try to keep me up more.
Mm-hmm. I think you're in it now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You take it.
Take what?
I talked to you about it. Letting it happen. Performance.
You're saying I'm not letting it happen. Because the camera's on.
You need
Need what?
specifically
Specifically what? To listen.
good question.
Are we doing it right?
You can shine.
Do I need to go up?
Obstacles in the way.
What are the obstacles?
You're worried.
Worried about the obstacles?
You know?
Sorry, the flashlight died.
Hmm?
This purple flashlight is dead.
I could just, since it's not like a full blindfold, I could just see like a tiny bit of light, like shift.
Shining into your face.
So I was like, what's going on?
You said that there are obstacles in our way of doing it.
That makes sense. I don't know. It was interesting. Could you like feel me kind of going in and out of your
Yes.
energy?
Mm-hmm.
Every single time that happened, when I wasn't, it was like more staticky and hard to hear. When I was, it was like it cleared out and it was like weird. Yeah.
Was this true?
Yes.
Do I try that?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if it will help. Because we've never tried this before.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Em's doing it now.
We're gonna see if it changes anything. I don't know
Yeah.
that it will.
Trying to find her energy to sit in it. Because it's very different when she's the one in the trance.
The reason I'll tell you. You're missing it.
Do I need to go higher?
I can't.
But do I need to?
Is it this?
Yes.
No.
Oh. Okay, I think I got
Time.
that energy now. It's a very weird feeling because it feels like
Great.
you're like high without like being on anything.
Did you see that?
Was I supposed to be looking for something?
Hi. Topics. There's a price. Full circle.
Are we completing the like circuit?
Moving. Up.
Do I need to move up?
Get down here.
Or do I need to go down? Can you give me a clear answer?
I wouldn't. That's it. Did you do that?
I don't think anything's gonna happen today. I don't know. My guides are telling me that it's gonna take multiple tries of this.
We're gonna break time.
It's an interesting thing to say.
You said this.
I said it.
Right there. It starts. I'm with you. You need to stay right there.
I'm trying.
Judgment.
Sorry, they're telling me where I need to sit within her energy. But it's kind of difficult. Because she fluctuates a lot when she's in a trance. Because like she said, I kind of flatline. But she's kind of all over the place. So I have to like stick with where she's going.
There's a man over there.
Is that Richard?
Of course.
Richard is one of our like spirit guides, higher spiritual beings that we work with. He's told us a lot about like doing this and has helped us with things. So he's the one who's telling me that I need to
Pull
stick
them
with
through.
things.
Into. It's you.
Am I pulling another version of myself through? Is that what's happening? He said yes. We talked with someone in Discord about like different parallels and timelines. and
Received.
things. So I feel like we're not pulling like an entity or dark thing, but we're doing weird time things with parallels.
The bear. There's some man. Smoke. Do it. Preset.
Yeah, I don't know what they're telling me to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to, because I feel like they're telling me to pull someone forward or like in, but I don't know
I'm 6.
how to fully do that. I've mostly done it subconsciously, so figuring out how to do it consciously is difficult.
This is scary. Give them power. Silly me.
They're explaining to me how to do
Learn.
things. Yeah, they're telling me about where I need to sit in my trance
Dirty.
and how to pull things forward and through consciously. I have to give them power, and they're telling me I need to like focus on like the concept of doing smoke portal illusion.
It gets easier.
It'll get easier. I just haven't done it consciously. Richard said we're done.
Yeah, I know, I saw. Oh, not him. I saw a seraph.
Well, it was. They were telling me how to do things, but you said there's a man over there, and I said, is that Richard? Immediately, of course. And then again, he said, there's a man. So I feel like that was the our seraph guide, but they were, I don't know. It made sense. You were between like you and what they were saying. They were explaining to me, like, telling me exactly where to sit in your energy and, like, where to follow along. Because, like you said, I kind of explained it while you were under, but I go very flat. But when you're doing it, you kind of, like, move all over the place. So I have to follow everywhere that you're going and, like...
Oversensitivity.
Yeah, so I have to stick with it. Yeah,
because I don't like the feeling of being flat.
Yeah. So, and I'm not used to the going, like, all over. So it makes me anxious. So I don't know, they were explaining how to, like, sit in your energy in the right way. And then we're explaining about the, like, portals and, like, how to pull things forward. Because I've never, like, done it consciously.
Yeah.
Like, on purpose.
I was watching it.
Okay. I didn't know if I was...
You halfway did it.
Yeah.
So they showed me, like, 6 mirrors that, like, encircled us. And the one that was in front, you were pulling some sort of man through it.
Okay, they told me that to try to pull a man. I didn't know who. So I was literally, like, I was looking at the blue light, because that's where I saw, like, that, like, blue light right above the orchid. Yeah. I was just fixated on that and, like, trying to focus.
Because that was the energy being pushed out. The mirrors were blue. He was, like, halfway out.
Okay.
And then halfway through it, he just...
Yeah.
Went back in.
But they were explaining it.
So I don't know, when I saw it, the one thing that I said that wasn't on the spirit box was something along the lines of, like, pull him out.
So he's the one who's telling me that I need to
pull them through.
Because
that's when I could see him. But he was still stuck in the mirror.
Yeah. You told me to give them energy.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because, I don't know, when, like, a few seconds before you tapped me, our Seraph spirit guide came forward and was like, that's all.
But yeah, I don't know. They were explaining it to me, so it makes sense. I think I get it. But God, chasing you around wherever you're going is, like, so difficult trying to, like, keep up with where you're going.
Yeah, because you're very good at flattening yourself. I do this constantly. My energy is always nervous. So when you're like, let's just slow down. And I'm like, what do you mean slow down?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you were trans, you just kept saying, worried, nervous. And I'm like, I don't know how to stop it. If I did, I wouldn't have anxiety. Yeah. But I don't know, it's the same stuff that we've dealt with before. I don't know, they told me to, like, focus sitting right here. I know it sounds really weird. But every time I did that, my energy flattened.
That's where I, like, because when I sit in your energy, I feel it up in here.
Weird.
Yeah, because it literally feels like I'm, like, high. It feels like my brain is, like, fuzzy and weird. So that's how I know when I'm in your energy. Because I, like...
Solid.
Yeah.
Like, my energy is usually this. But when you're in my energy, it just flattens.
Yeah.
So I'm just... Wow. This is what it's like to not have extreme anxiety.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that you saw it happening. Because
I wasn't, like, trying to see it. It's just, they told me, push all of your energy into, like, your forehead. And then I just, like, from my forehead saw 6 mirrors come out. Because they were also telling me that, like, Jay, one of our friends, went to do Reiki. And he was like, when I do Reiki, I always have weird visions. And right after that, I started seeing mirrors. And my man started coming through one of the mirrors, but he couldn't get through.
Yeah, I don't know. They were talking about the man. And I was like, do I need to pull him through?
And you need to open the hole big enough for him to get through it.
Yeah, well, is this true?
Yes.
Because when you said, like, give them energy, I think where I was getting it wrong, I was trying to give that man energy, but I need to put the energy into the mirrors.
Yes. You have to make the portal, but you need to do it in a time dilation wormhole way. You need to do it as if you were the black hole.
Yeah. You also said, like, something about breaking time.
Yes. You kept talking about time, too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because you break time. One of the things that we're going to talk about in our next video, because we're going to talk about time manipulation and how the Loki series helped us to figure out time manipulation. You're very good at time dilation because you are able to change the frequency of time.
Black
so you
holes.
are the illusion that time is moving differently than how it is. Because the tick, tick, tick of time is going to stay that, but sometimes days feel like they're going really long and really slow. Still the same amount of time. Time dilation. You do that. So they're like, you have to drop the time dilation in order to allow this hole to like open up, but in a gravity sense, because gravity affects time dilation. The most drastic effect that it will have is by objects that have more gravity. Portal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why you are literally breaking the fabric of time and space. Black holes.
Because I've never, like, tried to, like, consciously do it that way.
Yeah.
Because when we're at ghost hunts or things, like, there's so much other things going on, I'm not focused on that. This is kind of the first time where we've sat down just the two of us to, like...
They're also saying that as a virus, I have to connect to your energy. Like the DNA of a virus attaching itself to the DNA of the host.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's just interesting that you said that it was blue, because I literally couldn't stop looking at specifically the blue light.
Everything was blue. The mirrors were blue. The ground was blue because the light coming off of the mirrors. Because it was a dark room, which is not normal for me. And then there's just the mirrors around us, and the mirrors glued blue.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get into it in, like, the Loki video, but it's just interesting because, like, it also, like, goes into, like, quantum mechanics.
I know nothing about quantum mechanics, but I'm assuming that's, like, what Einstein's trying to explain to me.
Yeah.
Because he's like, the atoms make up a fabric, so gravity affects the fabric. The fabric is time and space. So if you're able to, like, put a wormhole, it's going to affect what the fabric looks like. So, like, if you have fabric and you put a wormhole in it, it's going to dent the fabric.
Yep.
Which would then cause time and space to, like, be weird or, like, be shortened.
Yeah.
And things like that. So he's like, that's what you guys are doing. And that's just, like, absolutely wild to me. So, this was an interesting video. If you guys are interested in any of the stuff that was in the video, it will be down in the description.
Yeah.
We have affiliate links if you're interested in any of the products that we use today. But if you like this kind of content, or if you have questions about it, because it's a lot to digest.
Yeah, we talked about a lot. Yeah, if you have questions, if you want us to cover things in more depth, whatever, let us know.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, subscribe if you do enjoy it, and let us know, and we'll see y'all next week. That whole theory of, like, the scrunching of, like, the road or whatever, people say that that is how, like, quantum jumping works, or, like, Loki time slipping. Where, like, which, again, this is, like, going into the next video that we're filming.
You just have to remember all this.
Yeah.
I just, like...
We can watch back this
talking
clip if we
about
need
it.
to.
Well, we can use this as exclusive stuff.
Yeah.